I think one of the wonderful things about Israeli stage is how interactive from all perspectives it is. I think a lot of the time when we were doing the staged readings, and we would talk about how it felt like a more interactive and together experience. And I think bringing the playwrights keeps in line with that tendency. Having Gilad here, we've heard from the actors and the crew what an amazing experience that is, and to be able to work and have that voice in the room. For me, being able to meet Gilad has been such an honor, and it's a tremendous privilege to have that experience of working in the room with someone like that. But Gilad brings this humbleness that you fall in love with because you hear him speak, and he's so brilliant. And the work that he's presented is just so profound, and it makes you, the simplest thing opens your eyes to this profound concept. And the show, you know, you read a synopsis and, okay, you know, we have the Israeli Arab who is trying to bring Russian literature into Gaza, and it takes place in Israel, but how do you then view yourself as a part of humanity? And for me, that's this underlying theme of where am I in my life and how do I interact around? And to be able to see that through this lens has just been an amazing thing. And I think that's one of the most amazing opportunities of having the playwright with you. And you get to read the work, you then get to see the work through the rehearsal process and seeing it in the theater, but then to be able to sit in the audience and sit next to Gilad and see how he interacts with the piece and how that has shifted, it's just, it adds that extra wall onto the stage. It's just this entirely different experience.
What do you say the importance of the talkbacks have been? Have you seen them?
I always love being a spectator, and one.
Do you think you can repeat maybe that question?
Sure.
So like answer with question.
Sure. So the talkbacks are so valuable, I think, to the work and our mission of what we're trying to do, because we're trying to bring theater to all sorts of audiences. And to be able to then hear what those audiences are thinking is, I think, in line with what we're really trying to accomplish. I think for certainly our first few audiences, it's been so interesting to also see the interaction with Gilad and the questions that they have for him, and sometimes about the work, but also as our resident Israeli in the theater and in the audience, and how does that play into this piece and where that conversation goes. But I think one of the amazing things about, you know, theater, we give a voice. It provides a voice, and we're asking the audience to also share their voice, and that voice is just as important. And then we're trying to create a conversation and a nuanced conversation on what's going on, but what's the elephant in the room, and talk about it and share it and experience this together. And don't just leave the theater and to yourself, what are we thinking, but say it and speak about it, and what are we as people experiencing and what is significant to us, and talk about it. Don't live in this box. And I think that's, with talkbacks, one of the amazing things. And this certainly is a heated conversation at times, but to be able to have that conversation that is difficult for people, that frustrates people, you hear someone make a comment and then everyone, ugh, but say it and talk about it. And how can, this play is such an amazing mechanism to create that conversation. And people, do that in a really respectful manner and an intelligent manner, and they have really insightful things to say. And I think a lot of people are leaving the theater, that was a thought-provoking piece. And then I was able to hear this and understand this perspective, or the actor was able to share this with me and I saw it differently, and I saw how they were experiencing on stage, but then I heard how they were experiencing it, and that was a different conversation. And so to have those conversations, I think you've seen two performances in a sense. You've seen the one that's been presented and that made you think, and then you've sort of seen your own experience and your own performance, and you were able to share that too.
You've now been with us for 2 years. What's that been like? I mean, now as we sort of launch,
To be a part of this company has been a total honor. And it's been such an amazing opportunity, and it's riding an amazing journey and a train that is going to every city you want to go to, really and truly, and to be a part of the growth and the mission for me. It's, you have theater, the arts, you're trying to share something, and you're trying to bring Israel and all of the different parts of Israel, all of the challenges that are presented, the different parts of Israeli culture that people don't necessarily think about, and to be a part of the growth of, we're doing stage readings and we're able to get to a couple campuses to all of a sudden we're doing just one show at 10 campuses, and we're going to retirement communities, and now we're going to classes, specific classes. You see the growth, it's very evident, and to end here at our season with a full stage production, it's like goosebumps. It's an amazing, amazing thing, and to be able to have playwrights come, the growth of the company, I think, is something exceptional. But I think the most important thing is, as we grow, our mission only becomes deeper, and the meaning behind the work becomes deeper, and what we're trying to accomplish gets sort of brushed and shined a bit, but it's never, it only grows, it's never lost. And I think that's something commendable. And the mission, I think a lot of the time you have this mission and then you get on this train and it's going places and who knows where it's going, and we got this opportunity, so let's take it. But along the way you might have forgotten what you set out to do, and that's never been forgotten. It's only been sort of shined up. And I think that's something exceptional. No matter, what conflict or what feedback, or the Israeli stage has stayed true to Israeli stage, and the mission that sits on every flyer and every postcard and has never been lost. And try and live out those values and that mission every day. And to me, that's Israeli stage.